Hi, I'm Bob with Wolfe Ridge. Today we're bringing you guys a new woodyard accessory. This is the Wolfe Ridge Log Stand. We have been testing this thing a lot, and right now I have just a short section of log in here that's probably about 28, 30 inches long. The idea behind this is that you can put an 8-foot log into it, and it will cantilever and hold in place with these fingers. We can go up to a 12-inch diameter log. Standing next to me, you can see I'm about 6 foot tall. This is 4 foot, about 48 inches here. And the lower footprint of it is about 71 inches. We're about 22 inches wide. We've got some serrated teeth here on the bottom that hold the log in place. And I'll show you guys kind of the principle of this with the short log on here. You can see we have these sharp fingers here. And depending on what diameter you have, it will kind of determine which fingers end up getting used. So right now, I'll be able to kind of pull this thing out this way, and again, I'm just demonstrating with a short log, but you can see how all of these fingers here, they pivot freely. All right, so I'm going to feed this log kind of gently through here, and once I am through, I can put some downward pressure on this log, and you can see that it's not going anywhere now. So the idea behind this is that these fingers will do the work of holding the log in place while you use a chainsaw to cut this log up. So you can see right now, I can put a lot of downward pressure on here, and I'm going to start up my chainsaw and cut a 10-inch section of this off to put into the kindlet. So I've got this last section here that's probably about 20 inches, and these are always a hassle when cutting on the ground too. And I'm going to see if I can get this through here and just have these, not the center fingers, but the next set of fingers. If I can get those to just barely grab this, I think I'll be able to get one more 10-inch cut off of this. So see, I'm pushing down on that now, and now I'll start the saw back up and see if I can get that last cut. I'll call that luck in this case because that is the one that I cut measuring 10 inches with the saw, and this was the last one. And then here was the first one that we did. And on the subject of the kindlet, we don't really want to put a knotted piece like that in the machine to get good output. So that's something to keep in mind. Kind of the saying, garbage in, garbage out. If you put something like this in there, it'll split it, but it's probably going to mash it up and make a mess. So for now, we're going to leave that one out of there, and we'll put these rounds and a bunch more in there. We've got 2 logs laying on the ground here. I would say that this is probably 6-inch diameter, maybe on this end. It's probably closer to 8-inch on that end. So we're gonna pick this up. Now, there is still obviously some manual labor that has to be done here. We have to pick this up, and then we're going to put it into the log stand. And when we put it in, we're gonna go down at an angle like that so we can cantilever it back to make it hold in place. Go a little bit more. Okay, pick up on your end. There we go. All right, guys, take a look at that. So now I'm going to grab the chainsaw and I'm going to try and whip out a bunch of 10-inch length rounds. And the only way I'm doing that with my chainsaw is I have this marking just with a zip tie here. So it's kind of a rough estimate, but we'll get this thing cut up, fill up the kindlet, and then we will make some pizza oven wood today. David's behind the camera right now, and he's going to tell me, he'll pay attention to when we start. When I start my first cut and when we're done. And again, I'll have to mess around a little bit at the last one, but we'll see how long it takes to make a bunch of cuts here with my little chainsaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 10-inch rounds.
90 seconds.
90 seconds. Even with the messing around at the back here. So this one, I would venture to guess is probably closer to 16 inches. So I'll throw this one aside for one of the regular log splitters and we'll turn that into normal firewood. All right, the tractor's running. Kindlet is hooked up. We just installed the manual bagga on this thing. That's what's called, the manual bagga. Look at how long this thing is. So basically, as the wood is coming out of here, you almost need a second person to be kind of like sorting and sliding the wood down here. And when you get down to the end, you fill up this bag, you can slide the bag down that tray, and right in here, you can store some extra bags. The PTO gearbox on this is asking for 500 RPM. Got a 540 RPM shaft on the tractor. On these Coyotes, there's a spot on the tachometer that says 540E, and then there's 540. We split the difference, we go right in the middle. That seems to be a sweet spot to run this Kindlet. Our target output today is going to be pizza oven or barbecue smoker wood. So we've got these nice rounds going in. I have the output set to 8, and we're going to start this and test what that looks like. So rotate the E-stop, hit the start button. Turn the knob up just a little bit. We'll go to 9. And we are done running those rounds. Look at what we got here. So we did kind of manually assist this to go down the way there, but look at these pieces. So this is 10-inch length, and this would be perfect for some pizza ovens. Maybe you wanted to go down to 8-inch length, or we could even do 6-inch length, but this 10-inch length stuff, and like, look at the consistency in these splits. They look awesome. So this is our standard firewood bag that we use with our firewood bagging station. Just kind of lucked out that it fit around the manual bagga when we're set up to 10-inch lengths here. So I'm going to try to kind of load this bag up nicely and see what it ends up looking like here. Like that. I can cut a couple more pieces in here maybe. And then it's designed to slide down. So we can slide down here. And this one had a broken string because it's a used bag, but basically you have this area here where you can pull the drawstring, kind of stage things, and then take this away. That was about 3 minutes of running this Fuelwood Kindlet Pro, and we're set to 10-inch, and again, now I have that number set on about 9. So I don't even know how long this bag of shoot thing is, but you can see there is a ton of firewood here. And I'll show you these split sizes now that I'm not holding the camera. Like, I'm just gonna grab them from a few places here. There's gonna be some small and some big because your wood is round, and different size diameter rounds going in there are gonna make different product. But this stuff would be fantastic for an offset smoker or for a wood-fired pizza oven. And you know, we could fine tune that as we go. We could have made bigger splits, we could have made smaller splits. We did start smaller and ended bigger, so we'll have more larger ones down towards this way. Again, here's a smaller piece, but that X blade in there does a really good job of keeping things uniform and keeping product moving here. So the primary point of this video was to introduce this new log stand, but I also wanted to show you how much easier it made filling the kindlets. This piece I think is going to be a very good piece to have if you've got a kindlet if you're going to be making smaller split firewood, or even if you're going to be just making regular 16-inch length firewood. Now, this is going to be the perfect thing for like pulpwood, things that are, you know, 6 to 10-inch diameter. That's probably going to be the sweet spot at around an 8-foot length for this, because you are going to have some manual labor when you pick up and feed this. But keeping the chainsaw out of the dirt, off the ground, I didn't have to bend over, and 90 seconds to make, I forgot how many cuts, but 90 seconds to cut all those 10-inch rounds with this is pretty awesome. This is the first one that we built, and it was a prototype slash demonstrator. It's going to go over to a local YouTube channel that also has a kindling machine. You can guess who that might be. These are available for pre-order. I will have them on the website, hopefully about the same time as this video, and they'll be ready for pickup at the Firewood Frenzy this June. That's June 21st at the Wolfe Ridge factory here in Eau Claire. If you'd like more information on any of the Wolfe Ridge products, including pricing, tech specs, dealer locator, event schedule, and more, please check out our website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.